Actually, you brought up an interesting area of regulation, and I think the market in India is confused about regulation, quite honestly. And I think that with increasing amounts of capital coming into the market, both by I guess retail investors wanting to buy into the asset class and institutional investors wanting to invest behind companies that are doing it, there's an increasing group of people now lobbying and pushing for an understanding or a direction forth for it. And I guess if you've looked at this and you think about how it goes moving ahead. And I guess it's hard to apply one rule globally, so maybe that's not the right way to look at it. But maybe the question I'm going to come to is really around: are there factors that that you think that decentralized finance solves better that governments will appreciate? Because, and maybe I'll explain for a second why I'm putting it this way, is that I would imagine that a government says, I have various tools at my disposal to govern a group of people. I have an army, I have laws, I have rules, but I have money as well. Money allows me to control the economy. Money allows me to keep stability in certain ways, manage prices, all that kind of stuff. So now you take money out of my hands and I have a problem. Then I'm perhaps over-reliant on the other things. I don't have one of the tools I used to have. Therefore, I need to continue to control. But decentralized finance and crypto, and maybe they're not synonymous, and so maybe we have to take them separately, but they do something that should also benefit the way in which governing can take place. Is there anything there that does that you feel that these guys should be embracing? Or is it going to be really a battle between the free world and the governments and a fight to the bitter end to figure out where this ends up?
That's a great framing of the question. I hadn't considered it that way, but I think that's a great framing of the question. And I think that there would be disagreement among different folks in government in different countries as to whether or not some of the existing fintech is beneficial and they want to be supportive, or even retail banking and things like that. I was recently on a panel talking about central bank digital currencies, which is not my expertise. So I was actually listening to the other panelists around this, and it dawned on me that central bank digital currencies are where the central bank wants to essentially have a digital representation of cash. That is actually less competitive with crypto than it is already competitive with the things that, whether it's Square, Visa, MasterCard, or importantly, retail banks enable, which is digital transfer of money that effectively then gets settled back to the
central system,
the central system. But the transfer between companies or individuals is not by me handing you a banknote, and it is not by me sending you a digital representation of that banknote that's authenticated by the central bank. It is you and I having an IOU between us that's facilitated by a retail bank or Visa, MasterCard, Square, or any number of those entities, because they often stack it in one another. And so it dawned on me that a retail central bank digital currency would be perceived as competitive with a whole series of technologies, companies, and retail banks who would feel like, wait a minute, where's our role if all users have to have a wallet and essentially receive their digital currency from the central bank? Then what are we doing?